enjoy it. I care about talking about this. There's a spectrum of decision making, right? And the spectrum is on one end there's blackjack, and on the other end there's chess. Okay, let me explain. So blackjack is a literally solved game. You can trivially program a robot to play blackjack perfectly every single hand, every single time. It's not even hard. You can look it up and find it in 25 seconds. Blackjack is a solved game. Um, but despite being solved, you don't always win. Even if you make the right choice every single time, you still lose frequently. Right? There's a lot of variance in blackjack, but the odds are in your favor if you play it perfectly. And if you were a results like dictated person and someone gets 18 and says I stand, and the dealer has 19 and you lose and your results dictated or whatever, you'd be like, well, you should have hit. The dealer had 19, bro. When that's wrong, right? 80 or whatever percent of the time, I don't know the numbers, 80% of the time, standing on 18 is correct. And you shouldn't change. The fact that you happen to lose doesn't change the fact that you made the right choice. And that's on one spectrum, one end of the spectrum. That some asshole's going to be like, well, it didn't work, and you tell that guy, fuck you, you're dumb, you're not smart enough for me to have this discussion with you. On the other side, there is chess. And chess is a turn-based game with no randomness, with no hidden information. Chess is theoretically a solved game. Theoretically, with infinite computing power, with infinite time, you could create a strategy that could never lose, and you would know which side you would have to start with to do it, right? Checkers is probably actually solved. There's plenty of logic games that are actually solved and have been solved over the course of time. But the thing is, chess is so complex, it actually hasn't been solved yet. And it may never be solved in our lifetimes. Depends how hardcore we make computers. But at some point in the future of human life, chess will probably at some point be solved, and computers will win every game without ever losing. I mean, maybe when chess is solved, it actually goes into a stalemate. That'd be cool, but at some point, chess is solvable. But we don't yet have it solved. So here's the spectrum, right? A game that is solved, but is random, and so you can win or lose because you just make the best choice you can and then stuff happens, or a game that's so hard to solve it isn't solved yet, but is entirely non-random. And somewhere in the spectrum is every game ever played, right? I mean, there's stuff outside the spectrum, like even more random than um, blackjack, like flipping coins is just like, well, fuck, it doesn't matter what you do. But like chess is a good example on the other side. And League of Legends is somewhere in between the two. There are some like hard and fast, absolutely correct elements, and there are some unknowns. Where is their jungler? Where is Evelynn? Was he practicing Hecarim? Is that going to counterpick the thing that I just practiced and was going to first pick blindly? Like, there's elements of both. And so as an analyst, you have to understand which is which, right? Which is a choice that was odds positive but backfired, and which is just something that no one's learned yet. And there's lots of these. There's lots and lots and lots of these. Um, and that's kind of the joy of analyzing League of Legends, is no one knows for sure which is which. You can theoretically postulate the most random bullshit theories, but they might be true. One of my favorites is, what if buying wards was actually incorrect? What if spending the money to get wards was never the right choice? Because you could theoretically, on like the most pristine play ever, be able to track their jungler without it, right? Like with just your trinkets, you could track the jungler and never have to worry about ganks or roams by playing perfectly. And you can play odds appropriately, and buy more greedy items by never buying vision. with literally perfect play, that might actually be true. But that's a chess example where like, well, that's never gonna get fucking solved. We're never gonna be perfect. So why bother, right? Like when chess is solved, black might lose 100% of games, but it's not, so people can still play as black and do fine playing chess, right? Buying wards is playing black in this case. Who knows, right? It's interesting. It's weird, but that is like a possibility that we could live in.